Spyderco Native 5 Salt, lightweight, in fiberglass reinforced nylon. Uses a virtual rust-proof steel, virtually rust-proof, of LC200N. New offering in the last few months. It is $120 online at most retailers. The weight is 2.5 ounces or 71 grams. The Salt line of knives is just another category that separates Spyderco from a lot of other manufacturers. The ability to take this knife pretty much anywhere for people in saltwater environments. There's a lot of people that live in humid environments, say on the East Coast or Latin America, or just people in general that sweat a lot, that have very corrosive sweat. And just being in their pocket while they're working, or their hands on it, their blade, even a stainless steel like S30V, will rust, and the liners will rust on the inside. So it's not just a knife for marine environments. It's for people that, really a very wide variety of people use the Salt line. Most of them all come with a plain edge and a serrated edge. The addition of LC200N has been an upgrade in most ways and a small downgrade in another. The upgrade is that the steel has a higher edge retention over time. The downgrade is that it's not quite rust proof like H1 is. H1 is literally, you can leave it in the Great Salt Lake for a year and come back and pretty much wipe everything off. Well, this will slightly corrode over time. But in all reality, it is for everyday use. If you take care of it and rinse it off after you use it, it's a rust-proof knife. It is linerless. This very strong fern. The backspacer and lock are LC200N also. I'm not quite sure about this black. I've seen some online posts and pictures of this stuff chipping off, so I don't know. It's not parkerized. It's probably just powder coated material. So we'll see how this actually holds up, and I'm not quite sure. I don't know if a few people have asked about if the screws are LC200N. I think that would add a lot of cost to the knife. I think these are just probably coated screws, and I know they're not titanium. It is a full flat ground blade. It does have the top swedge on it. And the reason why I like the Native 5, like the little Native, is I was talking about how streamlined the spider hole is into the actual knife, to the design. And you can see this is very similar to that Bradford Guardian, where you're really not going to use the knife down here. I mean, it's a 3-finger knife for me here. And I guess it's big enough for some people to use. Your natural way you're going to grab this is go right to the choil, which is just, absolutely perfect for large hands. I mean, the jimping works good. There's no hot spots whatsoever. I mean, I can feel down in here a little bit if I squeeze really hard, but these are just workhorses. I went back and forth to get a serrated edge or the plain edge because of the Pacific Salt that I have is a serrated edge. And that's our boat knife that we just use for bait and pretty much everything else on the boat, cutting line. And a lot of times we just rinse it off at the dock when we're flushing the motor out and just throw it right back in the toolbox. This one I'm actually going to use, and carry on an everyday basis, just to see how this steel actually works. The yellow is kind of obnoxious in a non-work environment, but that's not a big deal to me. You're definitely not going to lose it if you drop it in shallow water or you're out hiking. You're going to see the thing for sure. The back lock is pretty smooth back here. It's wide enough where it's not going to hurt your fingers. I have heard people talk about that on, say, like the Chaparral, which I've never had. But it does drop free, and it's designed to stop there. Even though your finger is going to rest in the choil and it can't close, that is the action designed of the knife to stop there. And then you physically close it the rest of the way. This isn't a knife you're going to be spider flicking. You know, it's a slow roll open, close, or two-hand close knife. You know, it's not a fidget friendly, even though you can. I mean, you can close it a bunch of different ways. This is a work knife, it's not a fidget toy. But Spyderco did design that for that reason, to close like that. I don't know if you could see the inside of the blade tang in there. It is polished. I mean, there's just a lot of fit and finish details on this that are worth $120 completely. It is tip up, tip down, left and right hand carry. And here's a few size comparisons. The PM2 and the Para 3 lightweight. It does have a lanyard hole in here if you're into the lanyards. It's smaller, but it works. I've actually been able to stretch in 2 pieces of 550 cord if you poke one, you hold one side through. If you want to double wrap it through there, you know, it takes a little finagling, but it's plenty big to get 550 cord through there. The Native 5 lightweight salt with LC200N, great option for just about everything, including everyday carry, but especially in marine environments.